The difficulties that come with dating a narcissist are numerous. However, a lot of people find narcissistic relationships attractive. According to studies, people find narcissists to be more appealing and desirable as potential partners. However, because their partner becomes the center of their attention and energy, getting into a relationship with a narcissist can ultimately cause someone to feel as though they have lost themselves. However, narcissists can be challenging to break up with, even after a tense relationship. That someone would be drawn to someone with narcissistic qualities is not at all surprising. They have a lot of energy and may be very captivating. According to Associate Professor Bajana Dini, who just finished a study on the romantic preferences of narcissists, narcissistic people can be very charming and likable at first. They can please us and captivate us. They can be amusing and hilarious, mysterious and exciting. However, in long-term relationships, a person's true essence is revealed, and we continue to wonder if it is the same person we once fell in love with. Early on in a relationship with a narcissist, there may be a lot of passion and excitement. There can be a belief that I must also be exceptional since this great, unique, and bigger-than-life person chose me. Narcissists have a tendency to commit quickly and to fall rapidly and deeply in love with someone. This early passion and dedication, meanwhile, are difficult to maintain. Some unfavorable features start to show up over time. Narcissists frequently exhibit possessiveness, control, and jealousy. They can be demanding your attention or looking for validation. They could be overly self-centered and vulnerable to being harmed. A narcissist frequently reacts violently if our actions damage their inflated sense of self. Their dialogue can be scathing, elevating or demeaning the other person. It's fairly uncommon for someone to feel alone while they are in a narcissistic relationship. Their energy may be sapped by a narcissistic partner, who may even try to limit their social interaction. Their own needs, wants, and emotions may be neglected as a result of spending so much time and energy on the narcissists. Why then is it so difficult to break up with a narcissistic spouse despite all of these difficulties and negative characteristics of the relationship? We can experience narcissists as needy people. It should come as no surprise that a narcissist expects a lot from their relationship. According to a recent study, insecurity rather than an exaggerated sense of self is what narcissism is genuinely motivated by. In this sense, even though they may appear confident in public, much of their identity feels flimsy in private. Therefore, if we are close to a narcissist, we risk becoming a tool they use to boost their self-esteem or make them feel good about themselves. They might believe that if their self-image develops even a single fracture, everything could fall apart. As a result, we could feel awful about leaving a narcissist. They can make us feel unique, narcissists. Even though a narcissist can dominate our lives and keep us in their shade, by remaining close to them, we might mistakenly believe that we are basking in their light. We would also lose the limelight that is focused on them if we lost them. We can be reluctant to leave because we don't want to lose the sense of exclusivity we acquired from being associated with them. We might experience a sense of self-loss because we have adopted so many of the other person's problems and so much of their identity in a narcissistic relationship. We may feel as though leaving them would mean losing a piece of ourselves. If they have taken on a central role in our lives, we could feel lost without them. Because of this, even when the relationship has dark sides, we fear that if we leave, all would be revealed to us. Narcissists damage our sense of self. Sadly, we all possess a part of ourselves that questions and downplays who we are. Everyone has a critical inner voice that constantly reminds them they are unworthy or unpleasant in many ways. In some ways, being in a relationship with a narcissist may make us feel better about ourselves because we appreciate that they selected us despite having such a high opinion of themselves. As their significant other, our partner might also elevate us and make us feel important because they would only be with special people. A narcissistic partner, on the other hand, could make us feel tiny by criticizing us whenever they feel challenged or when we fall short of meeting their inflated demand for admiration. They might also choose to completely ignore us, which would leave us feeling unworthy. Our critical inner voice is likely to get louder as a result of these treatment patterns that only serve to reinforce our existing unfavorable thoughts of ourselves. We all fight to overcome this inner critic, even though listening to its criticism of ourselves might be painful. This is because, rather than recognizing the outside factors that have shaped it over our lives, we frequently internalize much of its messaging as representing our own point of view. The push and pull has us addicted. A narcissist can cause a lot of highs and lows in a relationship. Mania is a trait shared by all forms of narcissistic love, according to Denny. Narcissism and a game-playing love style are frequently linked. Our companion could make us feel like the center of their universe for a little period of time. Then we can appear to be their least important concern. When we are there for them, a narcissist may pay us little attention, but when we aren't, they may face us with strong emotions. This dynamic can make us feel overwhelmed, perplexed, or frustrated, but it can also make us depend on it. They may become more appealing and even addictive as a result of the push and pull from the other person. We could think that in order to feel valuable inside of ourselves, we need that passionate, exciting love back. One narcissist's girlfriend once put it this way to me: if I can get her to adore me, then I am genuinely special. We might stick with them and keep attempting to earn their attention back because we feel lonely and empty without them. People who had an early insecure attachment pattern where they believed they couldn't have their needs met or didn't feel regularly nurtured or loved may find this dynamic especially alluring. A narcissist's sporadic affirmation in all its sparkling excess can make someone feel as though they are dependent upon it in order to feel good about themselves. Our past can be recreated by narcissists. We are frequently drawn to narcissists for reasons that have roots in our own past. These explanations typically stem from our early interpersonal interactions and attachment tendencies. Devoting ourselves to someone with comparable self-centered tendencies would feel familiar if we had a parent who required our reassurance or who switched roles and made us take care of them. We may unintentionally be tempted to staying in a relationship where we feel this similar sense of desperation if we experienced anxiety as children about not receiving the love or attention we required from a primary caregiver. Although these dynamics may be unpleasant, they are common. Because these are the examples we learned about for how relationships should function, we feel pressure to reproduce them. Breaking free from a narcissist can call for some introspection because the dynamics that pull us to relationships with narcissists have a lot to do with our own internal patterns and personal history. Most likely, our issues with self-perception or wounds from previous relationships are what cause us to repeat painful patterns with a current partner. We can discover a lot about ourselves by examining what attracts us to narcissistic people, what dynamics being around them recreates, and what unfavorable self-concepts it reinforces. Then we can start to question such patterns and notions. Relationships that stifle and harm us can be ended. Finally, we may set our priorities so that we will select relationships that are healthier, more rewarding, and equitable in the future.